The SEC boss says DeFi platforms are highly centralized and will need to register. Right? So, and it's funny, we were just having this conversation with our brother Jay before we came over here, talking about the idea of decentralization versus like centralization, right? So while DeFi projects are designed to be autonomous platforms that operate without a centralized authority, many are developed and controlled by a centralized team that is incentivized to promote its platforms. So when it comes to DeFi, so DeFi at this point is just being thrown around crazy. It's being thrown around. It's like a buzzword now. DeFi, DeFi, DeFi. Understand what DeFi is. And if we're being technical, which the SEC chairman is right here, there's really only one decentralized coin.
And that's Bitcoin.
It's Bitcoin, right? Because even Ethereum to a certain extent, right? You can't control code. Good point, Christopher. You can't control code. But what they can control are developers. And what they're trying to do is come down on them, right? So just understand, like, make sure, what my point in saying this is, read when you see DeFi, just make sure you do a little bit of due diligence, right? Do a lot of due diligence to see if it actually is DeFi, right? Because a lot of stuff isn't DeFi.
Yeah.
They're
not trying to control the code. They're trying to control the people, right? Because if you can control the people, the code, it's hard. You would have to start your own to have it decentralized.
And the exchanges, to his point though, because he says can't control code, but they're trying to change the people and the exchanges. Listen, they got Binance in their hairs right now. Like, they want Binance. Listen, man, CZ about to just end up missing. But they're after control. So just be careful with that. It's funny though, right? Because as much as I love Ethereum, when you actually start to read about Ethereum's history and you read about things
not decentralized,
or you start to read it. First of all, when you read it, 70% of it was pre-mined, right? And then you start to understand about how the reason Ethereum Classic actually exists. And this is me. I love Ethereum because Ethereum allows me to do other things, like the NFTs, a lot of things we do with banking. But just be careful when you see DeFi, because I've seen people call like Coinbase DeFi. Like, I'm staking on Coinbase and DeFi. Just understand the difference is all I'm saying. I want to show you this because the SEC chairman is
they on the whole crypto sphere ass because they want some of this money, right? They're not getting paid all the taxes they think they can get paid out of the space, and so they try and get on their ass so that they can get to us. Like, they're getting to them so that they can get to us because of the privatization.
They have to be careful though, because you don't want all the innovation to go out of the country either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be careful.
You know our country don't care about that. 100% they don't give a damn about that.
Yeah. Diamond Dave laid out some stocks to look at with the Afghanistan situation blowing up. Listen, Diamond Dave is brilliant, man. So shout out to Diamond Dave.
That's another one of our partners, man.
Yeah. Hey, Cookie, what's going on?
What's going down?
They're about to control Facebook. Everything else is on menu. Yo, I saw Zuckerberg out here wilding this week on TV. Talking about his what he's trying to do with the metaverse. It's funny watching him speak, and I know he's a bright guy, but it comes across like he doesn't realize just how much people don't trust him
at all.
And I think he knows, but I mean, he can't really speak to it. What's he supposed to say? Like, I know nobody trusts me. He can't say that, right? But he be out here talking like you're not Zuckerberg. Yo, nobody really trusts you, B. The reason you use your product is because this is where everybody is, but no one really trusts you.
Like, you got eyeballs. Only reason anybody ever talks to you is because you got eyeballs. No one trusts you with anything. Everybody saw the damn movie, dog.
He talks like his reputation is something different, and I guess he's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? To his point, he's supposed to.
Everybody
but
saw the movie.
Did you see the metaverse stuff he's talking about with with his Oculus goggles?
I don't pay that dude no attention because I don't trust him.
Listen, what he showed was a more updated version of what already exists. So I had the Oculus goggles and I put them on, and they have the app. Well, before it was an app, and now Facebook is building it in themselves. But on the app, if anybody else had the goggles and had a Facebook account, like, you're literally in like a whole other metaverse. You can sit and talk to them. But they had to be on your friends list back then. I don't know how the update's gonna look, but if they were on your friends list and they had the Oculus goggles,
y'all gonna have a face-to-face, huh?
Dog, you be in the same room with them.
That's not a bad idea.
No, it freaked me out when I had it, dog. I took it and like damn near threw the Oculus on the other side. I was like, yo, that is weird. That's weird. I was just trying to use the Oculus to see what it was great for. The greatest thing about the Oculus,
I got one free when I bought my last phone. I still never used that drink.
Oh, you like even those the ones that come with the I think Samsung was giving them away.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those actually had applications like that too, but it was like, I mean, outside of adult content, for educational purposes. I just want to see what it looked like. But the sporting events, the sporting events. No, I'm talking about what it's actually good for the sporting.
No, I know. Listen, man.
Listen,
You could have watched the Final
event.
Four or a basketball or regular because when they was doing the Final Four, they were saying you could sit courtside with Oculus.
That's what I did, bro. I sat courtside and I literally felt like I was sitting courtside. I said, this is weird, but amazing. The only issue is after a while, you get tired of having them joints on your face. So they got to figure out a way to like make it more comfortable. But in a sporting event,
Yo,
I'm like, when I experienced that, I was like, yo,
you could just stick your phone in the joint in the like they had like a little.
No, I had those too, like but it's still not comfortable though. Because it gets hot. It's not comfortable. It gets hot.
I don't know because, like I said, I never used it. I ain't gonna say I never used it. I used it in the store when the dude, you know what I mean, was showing me how to actually turn the shit on, use it, and all that. But like for me, it was kind of crazy. I was like, man, I ain't never doing this again, not on my own.
So like, that was crazy. The sporting event, and the other one was like there's an application similar to Google Maps. So you know how when you're on Google Maps, and you're like walking up and down the street. You can do the same thing with that. So you're like literally like walking around on blocks, but even though you're sitting on your couch, you're like walking up and down blocks on Google Maps. So that was kind of crazy too. So, but now they're adding stuff to it. So he's like really invested in that.